How's it going, everyone? This is Midnight Strike 3625 back again for another review. So today we're going to be taking a look at the new Tremonti album entitled Cauterize that dropped a couple days ago. And yes, I know I'm a little late to the pitch, but hey, I figure better late than never, as I did want to get my opinion out on this. So in this review, I'm going to be giving you a track by track, basically what I think of each track and how it contributes to the overall sound of the album, and then I'm going to be comparing it with its predecessor, All I Was, after which talking about a little bit of backstory on Mark Tremonti, the founder of Tremonti, and just kind of giving my overall opinions. Hey, what's a review for, right? So basically, to get started, I'm going to start with the backstory on Tremonti, how it got started. Back in the 90s, early 90s, like maybe 94, 95-ish, a demo was created of the song Wish You Well from All I Was. Now, this is a much thrashier, much heavier, and much grittier version of Wish You Well than what was actually put onto All I Was. Now, Mark Tremonti had a lot of reverb effects. It was a demo quality, so it wasn't necessarily the most polished thing in the world, but it was kind of a sign of things to come before Mark would join up with the likes of Creed and then later Alter Bridge in 2004 after the dissolution of Creed. Temporary dissolution, mind you. But they have now since split in 2012, or at least it's a really long-ass hiatus. So Mark Tremonti is back to making music with Alter Bridge or with his band Tremonti. Now this is where we come in with 2015. First album with Wolfgang Van Halen on bass, replacing Brian Marshall, the old bassist of Creed and the bassist of Alter Bridge as well. So now we've got a little bit of Van Halen influence on there, both in name and in band, basically. So I actually like what he brings to the table. There's a lot more variation in the songs, and especially with the guitar work and the vocals. There's a lot more vocal harmonies, a lot more melodic elements. I do quite like it. I am quite fond of it, especially in songs such as Sympathy, Providence, and the title track Cauterize. They're probably among my favorites, along with, of course, Radical Change and the lead single Another Heart. So, basically, to get into a track by track, this is a heavy metal album through and through. It's a lot more heavy metal, it's a lot more heavy, I should say, than its predecessor, All I Was, which was a little bit more commercial, on the commercial end of metal, I should say. It was more on the grunge-ish side, but hey, that's another video for a different day. So, the first song is called Radical Change, and it kind of signifies the change or the shift from All I Was into this new sound, or into this new album. It does sound pretty similar to All I Was, the overall sound of it, but there's a lot more variation, as I had said before. This song is a lot faster than a lot of the things you'd see on All I Was. This is a lot faster than actually a lot of the things you'd see on this album, personally, I think. And I do like it. It's the fastest song on the album. It's not necessarily the heaviest, but it's got a lot of great riffs in it. It's got some great vocals from Tremonti, and it's just a really good song overall. The next song is The Flying Monkeys. Now, this is a heavy song. It's not necessarily heavy in terms of riffage or guitar tone, but just how they combine the drums with the slower pace of the song. It just sounds very crunchy. It sounds just awesome, basically. Just the way they do it, how, combining it with the speed of the riffs, combining it with the speed of the guitar, it sounds like just a punch. So, it's a really good song. I really like it. I didn't really give much thought about the lyrics, but there is a little bit of a harmony in the chorus section. There's a lot of different vocal effects with that. Tremonti's vocals sound very good on this song. I just really like it, actually. It sounds melodic in the chorus and really, really heavy in the beat itself. So, the next song is, of course, the most melodic song on the album, or one of, I should say, and that is the title track, Cauterize. Now, as I said before, this is one of my favorite songs on the album because of its fusion of melody and the heaviness aspect that we've seen on previous songs. So, I really like it. I really like the vocal harmonies in the chorus and just the overall melodic feel of it. It's kind of, taking a step back from what we've seen so far. Whereas All I Was, the album All I Was, I know I keep comparing it to that, but All I Was just kind of a simple guitar-driven rock/metal album. This is a little bit more complex, I should say. There's a lot more elements thrown into it, and that definitely shines on Cauterize. I don't know, it sounds a little bit more commercial, but on this song, but it does have a nice flavor to it. It has a nice twist, and I really like the lyrics. So the next song is Arm Yourself. This one's really good. It sounds a little bit contrived compared to some of the other ones, but I do like the song in itself, in its own right. Um, Overall, it just kind of has a, I don't know, the things that are kind of forgetful about it are the lyrics and the melody, but the sound of the guitars really stick out, and some of the stuff in the midsection does as well. The drums, the bass. Of course, Wolfgang Van Halen does a very good job on this entire album. The next song is Dark Trip. That's pretty much exactly what this sounds like. It's one of the more dark and moody songs on the album. It's got a little bit of that melody going on. It's very melodic, and Tremonti, his vocals definitely make shine on this song. And the next song, Another Heart. This was the lead single. This is another one of the heavier songs on the album, if not the second, or second heaviest on the album. What can I say about it that hasn't already been said? It's very melodic. It's very heavy. It's got kind of a smooth pace to it. I really like this song. I really like the lyrics to it. I like the way Tremonti sings, and just the overall production value on this song is just astounding. So the next song, Fall Again, took me a really long time to get into this one. At first, I didn't really like it much, but it's really grown on me, actually. It's one of those progressive songs. It sounds very good. It sounds a little bit softer. It's one of the softer songs on the album, much like Dark Trip in the beginning a little bit, but then it quickly picks up pace and gets a little bit smoother going on. And I wouldn't say heavier, but just a little bit more mid-tempo, I should say. So the next song, Tie the Noose. This is another one that I really like the chorus to. It's just really catchy. I don't know, the riffs are really good in this song, but the chorus is probably my favorite part about it. Sympathy, this is another one where it's just one of those songs that you wouldn't expect out of Tremonti, out of, Mark Tremonti, to say the least, let alone the band Tremonti. This is one, especially in the beginning of it, it sounds like a CCR song. I don't know why, but it just really reminds me of Around the Bend in the beginning. I don't know, call me crazy, but that's just what it reminds me of, just the guitar tone in general, but then it quickly becomes a Tremonti song, and pretty much anything that you would expect out of that. It's got a lot of variety to it, a lot of variation, and the guitars are really, everything pretty much is where it needs to be honest. So the next song, Providence. This is another one where it's a little bit more varied and has a lot of variation. This was actually originally supposed to be the title track to Tremonti's new album, but he switched it out for Cauterize because someone told him that they would draw comparisons to Creed and say he's going that route, and Tremonti was just trying to avoid all ties to religion on this album, and I do commend him for that. That's probably the best thing that he could do. So overall, I really like this album. I think it's something fresh. I think it's something new. Whether or not I like it better than All I Was, though, remains to be seen. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10, and it is a solid 9.5 out of 10. This is Midnight Strike 3625. Keep calm and rock on.